Today's not the day you wanna fuck with me.
Welcome back to Dumb and Broke. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Brian. And welcome back another repeat guest from season 1, Mr. Joey Dillon.
Wow, we have so many friends.
Who knew?
Last time we did this, I was sitting at this table. I think I was sitting in this position. And I think it was my first virtual podcast, right?
I was on the computer screen, so I was not on
Is
this
that
side
your
of the
first and
table.
only?
No, I did a few of them, but he was the
Okay.
first one. And like we did it over Zoom and it was like crunchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, not only because I think you were like dog sitting.
Yeah, I was at somebody else's house, and the connection wasn't the greatest, on top of it being on Zoom, and
Yeah.
live and learn.
Yeah.
Cute.
Now I'm here.
Season 1 was just like crunchy and all. So like that was like, but that was like the crunchiest one. I think I was that one titled like The Dumbest and Brokest
Yeah,
or something like that.
and it fit.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember a thing that we talked about. I mean, I do know that like that season was all about like my friends and their jobs with that, but like you've had so many.
It was probably yeah. I've had so many jobs.
Yeah.
No, it's probably like my weight loss. I think we talked about.
Oh, we did.
And like tennis and playing pro and getting rocked.
Yeah. And you probably lost even more weight
Yeah,
since
A
then.
You
little
look
bit, yeah.
amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm down to 225 since I've started everything. So, just trying to live life.
Live life.
It's pretty wild. Like he was like when I met Joey,
I remember the quote that he had on his like little thing. She was a big girl.
she was a big girl. I mean, but that's not even what I was. I guess
I only know Skinny Joey.
Thank you.
What's up?
But I met Joey when we used to work together at the WTA. And it's funny because we weren't really like friends then. Like we didn't really become friends or even like started communicating with each other until after he left.
Yeah, my contract didn't get renewed. They were like, bye.
I was going to say fired.
No.
That wasn't the time you got fired, right?
Mm-mm.
Is it rude to okay, the reason why I'm asking this question is because I remember when I used to work at Walmart. It was my first job. I was like 16 years old, and my sister and my dad came in like towards the end of my shift, and like around that time my sister had recently got fired from Publix supermarket, and I was like talking with a coworker, my dad and my sister around, and I like announced that like she got fired. I was like, yeah, she just got fired. And like my dad and my sister like scolded me and they said like it was so rude. And I was like, but it's true. Like, so was it rude?
I don't know if it's like a part of me that just hates the idea of getting in trouble, but I feel like I would be terrified if I got fired.
Yeah.
There was one time I worked at the YMCA for less than a week, and I don't know that maybe I did get fired, but they just told me not to come back. And but the reason, which you guys are going to find hilarious, is they thought that I was too quiet.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So really just not the place for me, I don't think.
The YMCA?
The YMCA.
Wow.
Like I wasn't vocal enough with the members. But I also think it was because one of the lifeguards that the ladies at the front desk loved asked me on a date that I didn't know was a date, and it was to go see a Harry Potter movie, and I asked him if my siblings could come, which I learned like a year later that he thought that was so weird. And I was like,
Yeah, that's fireable.
well, I
itself.
find it weird that you thought that was a date, but
Live and learn.
live and learn.
Have you ever got fired?
Yeah, so I worked at a skating rink, just like part-time, like after I worked at WTA, and basically they gave me like 2 kids to like that were terrible for this like long shift that was full of people, and the guy was like, it didn't go well. He like I was kind of set up to fail, and he was like, it's not working out. Like I was like, that's fine, because I was like so over it by that point. And then when I worked at the agency with the WTA,
I forgot if you got fired or you just got let go. Like there's a difference, right?
yeah. So I mean, basically, like people flexed their muscles to my company and said, hey, who's really the boss here? And I was kind of collateral damage. They didn't want to let me go, but they had to. So
Right.
I mean, technically, I was like, I got severance, and I was able to do unemployment and everything. So I was like technically let go, but it really was like totally out of my hands.
Yeah.
Oof.
I got fired once.
Really?
Walmart.
No.
Oh.
No.
That would be a crazy full circle moment.
I got fired from Macy's, but I think I may have told this story on the podcast before, but they like fired me. Like I got my job back because I fought it. They like wrongfully terminated me.
Ooh.
So like the way, like if you like miss a shift, if you call, it was like a point system. And if you
Yeah.
missed a shift, if you called out on like a weekday, it was worth like a half a point. And on a weekend, it was like 1 point. And if it was consecutive days, like there was a difference between like consecutive days during the week and consecutive days that included a weekend. I forget. It was very like, very detailed. But
Math.
I knew, I mean, I was like, I only had like a half a point or a point left, whatever it was. And I had to miss like Friday and Saturday for whatever reason. And, but I knew, like I calculated, I was like, I can afford this. If I do this, I'll still have a half a point left. And then like after that Saturday, it said I had 0. And then when I came in for my next shift, they called me in and they said, you know, you hit 0. We have to let you go. I was crying, but, and I just like knew it. I knew
Your like brain is computing.
but like in the moment I didn't like fight it. I was like, oh my God, I thought
You're kind of stunned.
I was like, I thought like I would be okay. I like apologized and I was like crying. And then I went home afterwards and I opened up the policy book and I was like, wait, I am right. So I called corporate and like I explained it to them and they're like, based on everything that you're saying, you are right. And they're like, okay, we're going to call your store. They call my store. My store called me and they're like, Brian, you're right. And I was like, damn right. And then they came back. The girl that fired me when I came back, she like high-fived me. I'm like, bitch, like you didn't do your job right. Like,
Yeah.
You can't even do arithmetic.
right.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Did you stay?
Yeah, I stayed for a little bit longer. Yeah.
Until you got that extra half a point.
Yeah. So I got fired the next week for
Same thing.
That is such a natural reaction because, well, I guess they let me go. I don't know. But I'm refusing to believe that. I've fired a lot of people. A lot. And it's always, and maybe it's not like that for everyone, but I get way more anxious about that. But that is always the reaction. I'm expecting people to freak out in the moment. And usually they're just kind of like, okay. And then leave. But then later I'll get an email or a phone call, and then it's like, you
First of all, bitch.
No, I mean honestly, when my contract wasn't renewed for the WTA, I was up for a job and certain people, nepotism happened.
Name 'em.
And
Just kidding.
I won't. And I remember when I walked in and they told me, and I was like so stunned, like I could not even like think of a rebuttal or like plead my case or anything. I just remember like, okay, thank you. And literally as soon as I walked out, I went right to the bathroom and like cried. And then the same thing happened with the agency I worked with. I was like they told me, and I was like, I did remember. I fought a little bit. I was like, this is BS, and they knew it was too. They understood, and but they're like their hands were tied because their one client who basically owned them at that point said like we can't, we have to choose them. So I understand. So
It's always so frustrating when like afterwards you're like, I wish I handled it this way. I wish I said this. I mean, like how many times have we trained in the shower conversations, right? Like I like will literally have like full on fights in the shower, like pretending I'm like,
well, you did this, and this.
and the third
yeah. And then the time
And then
comes.
they're silent.
Yeah.
crickets.
Speechless.
And then the time comes to perform and you're just like, you know, stage fright.
Yeah, no, I think job situations, it's just the hardest to maneuver because it's your livelihood.
Yeah.
And, you know, this can affect future. It's like, okay, what if somebody calls my last job and say, okay, what happened? And things like that. So setting yourself up with the right rebuttal and everything is smart, but then it's like you're like shoved into that. And it's like, oh, actually, I don't know what the hell to say right now.
Yeah.
But also like, it's kind of like embarrassing to be like fighting for like a job against someone that's like trying to get rid of you.
Like, you're not
fighting
wanted.
for money.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you?
like-
What are you broke? Like,
or dumb.
Yeah. It's just like, it's so awkward and weird, but firing someone probably feels just as shitty
It
too.
is terrifying.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, even when I felt really justified in it, it's like, because they sit in and I'm like, okay, and you got to just rip the Band-Aid off. You can't like tell them the good things, or you just got to do it and then see if they have any questions. My favorite was it was an overnight front desk guy at Crunch, and I'm watching him on the cameras he like thinks he's being sly, opens the drawer, pulls out cash, puts it in his pocket, and then just closes it. And I checked the next day and it was $20, but still, like,
Even if it was $1, you're
Yeah.
stealing
yeah,
from.
you can't. Yeah. So I called him in. He comes in and I was like, this one I wasn't really stressed about because I'm mostly just stressed. I'm like, do I have someone to cover shifts? But he comes in and I was like, hey, so we saw you steal $20 from the cash register. And he goes, really? I thought I was really sneaky.
That's good. Did you laugh?
I was like,
It wasn't.
you weren't. And he goes, well, I actually did feel kind of guilty about that. So do you mind if I give it back? And I was like, sure. So he gives me $20 and he was like, I don't want my job back. I was like, it wasn't available.
I would have kept the 20.
And then he just left. And I was like, that was such a strange interaction.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would never. But
Yeah.
I love that.
Never give the 20 back or never?
I would never steal. But if I did, I would never give the money back.
Honestly, I deny.
Yeah. I'm like,
That was my twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
that was
Like,
AI.
It
Yeah.
was Kevin.
That was AI.
Joey
True.
is a twin.
Yeah.
Kevin stole the money.
Yeah. That was my favorite. All of the others were.
I've never been in a position. Well, I mean, I've like managed interns, but like I've never had to fire anyone. Just
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I think the worst was I worked in human resource for 3
Oh.
years. So
It was like your job to fire people.
It was.
And hire.
It was. And sometimes the department head had to be in the room, but sometimes it was just me. And so I'm like, I don't even work directly with you. I'm just getting the reports or the write-ups of like what you did. So I'm just literally relaying the information and taking in your reaction. And I hated that.
Yeah.
Are you on this side of TikTok where people like record their?
Yes, I've seen those. Yeah.
Them getting
those
let
make
go?
me so uncomfortable.
Me too. But some of that, I like when they're like prepared, you know?
Yes.
Because I mean, they're recording because they know, like they
They're like,
nowadays-
get ready with me. I'm getting fired today.
right.
And then they get fired.
They know there's like signs now, like in this virtual world of working. Like if you have like a random calendar invite and you see that your direct manager and like a member of HR is on, it's like, okay, I'm getting fired.
That gives me hives to think about. Makes me never want to enter corporate America.
We recently got like my whole team got like a random like calendar invite. And, like there was like no subject.
Ooh.
I think it said like marketing update or something like that, but like no body in the email. Like, and we were all just like, you know, and on the sidelines, like basically gossiping like what it could possibly be. And it was like nothing. It's like,
This kind of goes along with my controversial opinion that I'll bring up down the line.
okay,
Yeah. Just want to just keep that.
we can
Keep that in your head.
dive into some controversial opinions right now if we want to.
Sure. I sent you a text with my,
Doing a
yeah. So this started, it's not exactly controversial opinions, but it started because I was looking at controversial opinions and I was getting annoyed with other people's. And the first one, these are just things personally that I think should require some sort of jail time or like a fine. You should be penalized for this. And the first one is not returning your shopping cart.
Ooh.
And I feel like that's universal, but the first controversial opinion that I saw was from somebody saying, not returning your shopping cart really isn't that big of a deal. And I was like, no, actually it is. And I stand by that.
like, not, it doesn't have to go directly in the store. It can go like in like,
Just like in one of the things.
Right.
Just not like roaming free in
Yeah.
the parking lot.
yeah, I feel like you should get a fine for that. That's like almost like littering in a way.
It's just like,
Not littering, but like you're causing a
is
potential.
Joey about to tell us that he
No,
doesn't
no,
put
I'm
a
just
shopping
saying-
cart?
no, I mean, no. I always put my shopping cart away.
Okay.
I am a polite citizen.
Great.
Um,
But that's exactly it. Like you're just not considerate.
Yeah,
You're
it's funny.
just-
We don't really have to like deal with that in New York.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, so in the suburbs of Middle America, feel like I'm the one putting my cart into one that's loose, I'm the one cleaning up after everybody
Yeah.
to make other people's job, a little easier and not as annoying.
Joey is from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Which
OH.
is so exciting.
So exciting.
Why do
Tell us more about that.
We'll get back to your
Yeah,
controversial
no.
opinion because I have one, but why do people shit on Ohio so much? Like it's right, isn't it
It's
like?
so easy, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I shit on it a lot too.
but like
so.
what to me, like Ohio is like the Nickelback of the United States. People just like
Yes, that is
What?
so valid. No, yes,
But you
I
know
know
what I
what
mean?
you're saying.
It's
like Nickelback will come on the radio, and I'm like,
But like-
it's like,
but it's also
will
like,
I
why?
change the channel?
But why?
Because it's cool to hate on it.
right.
Yeah,
So, but why do people hate Ohio?
I don't know.
maybe they think everyone calls it the Midwest, but it's not the Midwest.
Yeah,
I would have assumed that it was the Midwest.
I mean, yes, everyone like refers to Ohio being there, but it's like it's like right next to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like, Chicago's on the other side, like Iowa, Nebraska. That's what I would consider the Midwest.
See, like Iowa, Nebraska, Indiana, Ohio,
Illinois,
all of those are the
Minnesota,
same to me.
Wisconsin.
Well, Illinois isn't because Chicago's in there.
Did you say
Um,
Illinois?
Illinois isn't.
Oh.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like some of those, and that's because I've never been to any of them.
Yeah, my like geography gets really fucked up in middle of America, even though Ohio is technically not middle of America, but like in my mind they all are.
Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
are. If you're not
corn-fed bitches,
East Coast or West Coast, I don't
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Or Texas.
Would you be offended if somebody called you corn-fed?
No.
What does that even mean?
Well, when I
Like a
first
little
moved
thick.
when I first moved to New York,
Someone called you corn-fed.
a trainer where I was like working, he was like, "Oh yeah, I knew you weren't from here,"
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh yeah, what is that?" And he was like, "You look corn-fed," and I was like, "Pardon?" And that ate me alive. We ended up being friendly like down the road, and I just realized
You wanna
he's
shout
just
them
a
out right now?
controversial. He's just a controversial human, and I was like, I just need to like bring this back, but do not ever in your life tell a female that she looks corn-fed.
Yeah, no, that
And
is.
he was like, "Did I say that?" And I was like, first of all, fuck you. I was fuming.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. If you're watching and you call somebody corn-fed, only men, or those who identify as
Yeah,
men.
I'm sure a man would love that. He was like, "Yeah."
I still don't even get it.
I mean, it's someone that's like not like they're beefy, but they're not muscular. So I don't want to say dad bod, but like kind of.
But sometimes even muscular.
farmer,
Like I would think of
like-
it like a stocky, like
stocky.
Yeah.
It's almost a different word for like stocky. Yeah, I mean, I would I wouldn't be offended at all if someone called me. People have called me corn-fed.
well,
Shocking.
don't ever.
Okay.
because I am
Yeah,
offended.
never for a female.
Yeah.
That's so
Honestly,
rude.
that word is triggering, clearly.
Shout him out.
I don't remember his name.
Well,
Memorable.
Yeah.
something going back to your controversial opinion, something that I think deserves jail time. I think people who like chew with their mouth open and like
The fact that that's not like smacking and chewing with your mouth open is not such a standard practice. Like, how do people not understand that that's
maybe not
okay?
jail time and maybe like same
No.
with like the carts, but like you get a ticket. Like you know what I mean?
A
Remember that?
mandatory etiquette course,
Right.
before you're allowed to be in civilized society.
Remember that episode of Black Mirror where like people were rated, like they had like a social rating, and if
That
like you did something,
haunts me.
like if we were living in that time and like you were chewing with your mouth open, I feel like your rating should go down. Like that's the level of, I just think it's gross. If I can like see your
Here,
food,
no, here, smell.
Ugh.
Like this is for Rachel.
you big fat white nasty smelling.
You could have told her.
Do you remember that video? There's like a video. Was it from like Vine? It was probably TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the first TikTok meme.
Yeah, and it was like a answering machine. I think it was a girl who got fired from her job, and
We
she
love coming full
Yeah.
circle here on Dumb and Broke.
she like was calling her former boss, and she was like, "This is for Rachel, you big fat white nasty smelling fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule?" I don't know. It was like, and someone turned it into a song, and it was like kind of
A bop.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I redid it on TikTok. It was like one of my first TikToks.
Kind of like that council member that was like, what is it? Butch, bad body. Blonde, butch.
Big bodied bitch.
Yeah. Bad. I think it's like bad body. Blonde, butch, bad body. And it was like, boom, boom. It was a bop.
I love the internet.
Yeah.
Like they're so.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Also hate it. My therapist told me today that I should take a break off Instagram.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on it too much?
No, I don't think I'm on Instagram that much, but like, I just feel like there's a lot going on in the world right now that like it's a lot. And like, this is the first time I was like, wow, I do not need to be on here, especially like
In time for Pride Month.
right. Yeah. So anyways, what, do you have another one?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Her memory's
She's
bad.
ready.
Yeah, it is bad. Okay, the next one, when people gaslight, when it's proven. So, for example,
Is there ever justified gaslighting?
No, but I'm saying, but it has to be proven in order to be proven guilty. You know what I mean? But like, for example,
Imagine going to like court. Like,
court.
this is a case
Your
of
Honor,
gaslighting.
you is so wrong.
Honestly, I think it should. I feel harassed.
Your Honor, like you weren't even there, so like don't.
Respectfully,
Gaslight the judge.
Yeah.
respectfully. No. So, for example, say somebody's cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's cheating on you. You're coming, and your intuition is like, you're cheating on me, and they're like, you're crazy. This is that, and then you find out definitively they've been cheating on you the whole time. Jail.
Mm.
You're gaslighting
Electric
me
chair.
for something that I know is true, and yet you're trying to
So
Yeah.
like lying essentially.
basically
Lying should be
lying, but,
but
flip.
sometimes
Gaslighting is
yeah,
like lying,
lying-
but also flipping it.
right.
Yeah.
And like blaming you almost.
Yeah.
Like
Flipping the script, yeah.
I'm down for that.
Jail.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Jail.
And honestly, I feel like so many people could come with the receipts and be like, this. What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Nothing.
And just speaking on jail for a moment, I've been watching this show on Netflix called Jailbirds. I think it came out in 2019, and they only had one season. And I think one of the reasons why I think I read that it's no longer like airing is because they like exposed so much that happened in jail that like, and Netflix was like in these jails, like it was like, I don't know what was going on, but like too much was being exposed. But like jail seems kind of fun. The way they like these, it was like this was like mostly about like women, but like they seem like they were having a good old time.
I feel like girls' jail is probably different than guys' jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get to sit, you barely eat, you have all the time to work out, you get snatched, a little
Yeah.
buff, you're not corn fed anymore. Honestly, lock me up because
Lock her up.
I feel like gays should be able to go to girls' jail.
I think they should have like a program. Maybe they do where like
Your Honor, I don't like these guys. Can I go with the girlies?
yeah.
But like, imagine just being stuck with only men for a year.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Straight men with egos and power trips.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I definitely would want to be like in a women's prison.
Oh,
versus-
Yeah.
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 You wouldn't survive.
Honestly, we'd
No.
want you there too.
But what was I gonna say? I think there should be like a program where like you get to do the jail experience and like you go have a weekend in prison and
You could do that. Just commit a crime and
Like
say,
a-
Your Honor, can I just do like on the weekends? You'd
Like-
save so much money from going to the bars. I'm going to go to jail this weekend
yeah.
and earn your 4
I
cents
actually
an
know
hour.
people that had to work off their jail time and they would let them do it every weekend. They would go check them. I mean, obviously these are like very small crimes and they weren't willing to pay money. So they would just go check themselves in on Friday, leave on Sunday, and then
What? That's
carry on. It's crazy.
What? Yeah.
Anyway.
What kind of people are you knowing?
Oh, well, the corn-fed ones.
Valid.
Baby talk amongst adults.
Oh, I hate it so much.
I hate it.
I
The
hate
voice.
Any of them.
No,
Like, okay, maybe if you're talking to a dog, maybe if you're talking to an actual baby, but
Yeah.
I don't even really do that, I don't think.
Yeah, I talk to kids like, "What up, bitch? Like, the fuck you want? The fuck
And
you
they're
looking
like,
at?"
Hey.
Yeah.
But like in a relationship,
I
No.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard like girls talking to their boyfriends like, "Baby, can you give me a blanket?" And I'm just like, "Oh."
No, get your damn self.
crawling out of my skin.
And then like the other person like liking it, and it's like
We're going back 40 years. Like, come on.
but like I question like, what do you like about it? I'm kind of disgusted. It's giving
Those girls need to be gaslit.
it's giving pedophilia.
But it's not just girls, it's guys.
I mean, I do baby talk to my dog sometimes.
I think that's fine.
I'm saying
And
dogs,
and
animals
adult
are
to
fine.
adult.
Adult to adult.
Okay, got
No.
it. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a no.
It's so needy. It's
Yeah.
like
It's
grimy.
gross. To me, it's
Yeah.
gross. It like makes me uncomfortable.
No.
It makes me uncomfortable.
yeah.
So this is where it kind of ties in to what you're saying. People who regularly say we need to talk and that's it, or who go to tell you something and say, never mind.
Oh.
Well, before we like get into it, there's like a meme. I don't know if you guys seen it. It was like, coffee doesn't hit anymore. I need someone to text me. We need to talk.
I saw that.
Because seriously, no, like
That nothing will like triggered. Oh my god, no! Like stomach is in hell. Like it drops.
I would
so
rather you
fast.
even like say it's a breakup scenario. I would rather you spring a breakup on me.
Yeah.
Like tell me I come over excited and you're like, we need to break up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck. Okay. But at least I didn't spend the last 24 hours
Yep.
just like in my emotions.
mhm.
Yeah,
And
and when it becomes nothing, it's like, oh, that's what you wanted to talk about. That deserves jail too.
Yeah.
I had a girl I worked with that was so dramatic and she would always be like, hey, we need to talk. Is there a time this week? But she did it so often that I finally got to a point that I was like, stop saying that to me. Like, just talk to me. That's it.
Yeah.
Ask when I'm free and we'll talk. But like the we need to talk, it
My
is
boss will slack
killing me inside.
and she'll be like, "Hey, do you have it? Like, can you?" I'm like, "Can you fire me like now instead of then?" Like, like, and she's like, "Oh my god, shut up!" And because that it's like I will kind of like, you can't do that. I will tell people like, you can't do that to me. I'm too anxious. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it now.
Yeah.
I'm free now. I'll cancel meetings.
Say it with
right
your
now.
chest.
I even like at work, if someone just messages me like, "Hi," I'm like, I'm not gonna respond. Like, we're not friends. I honestly, even like, don't even just text me hi. Like, text me if you have something to say. Like, I never text you like, "Hey, what's up?" Right? Like, it's just like if I have something to share, I'll text you, or if I want to show you something, or if I have a question. But like, when someone just, it's not even just work. Even if someone's just like, "Hi," I'm like,
Get on with it.
yeah. So like, I won't respond. Because then like 5 minutes later they'll ask their question. I'm like, you could have you just wasted 5 minutes of your life. You could have asked me 5 minutes ago.
Oof.
Maybe that's unreasonable, but
No.
No, I think it also depends on the person and your relationship with them and everything. For the most part, though, I think you're pretty valid and like
Right.
okay, because I feel like when we chat, it's usually like you're sending something or asking a question or whatever. The people I say just hey to, maybe it's if I haven't talked to them in a
on
while.
Grindr.
Yeah, it depends on the app. We're on all of them. So
Wow.
Raya?
I wish, but no,
Yeah. What apps are you on?
I'm too corn fed. Honestly, Bumble, Tinder. The thing is, everyone talks about Hinge being so good for them. Hinge in Columbus, Ohio sucks ass because I'm like X, like my top, like, oh, this is the person you're most compatible with.
Oh
No,
my
I'm
God.
No,
not.
I showed Brian the one recently that was like, this is your most compatible. And it was, I mean, no disrespect
No.
to this man, but like he crawled out from under a bridge and then took a photo and it was blurry probably.
That was being nice.
Then crawled back under.
What you want to know what needs jail time? People who are just not aware of their pictures on their dating profile apps, because I'm like, you thought you were going to land somebody with this.
I feel like that's controversial too, and I feel like we all are thinking it, but we're afraid to say it because it makes us sound so vain. But seriously, like, I mean, shoot your shot, like, you know, but like also,
Shoot it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also feel like there's somebody out there for everyone.
Totally.
Yeah.
1000%.
So,
It's just not me.
but that also makes me think, like, if
But are you going to
those-
land that person looking like busted?
are those people getting likes and looking at those girls? I guess in my case, looking at those girls and being like, ugh, what is she thinking? Liking me, like.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a tiered system for everyone. There's higher and lower. Yeah.
I'm 100% sure that is definitely happening to you.
Yes, because guys suck.
Yeah. I don't think so. Also, how many are you liking a lot of guys?
I like guys occasionally.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I'll put forth the effort on
You have
on
to,
that
if you're-
end of things, but I'm not going to be the one to like initiate.
If you
Dates
match or whatever,
and-
yeah.
yeah.
Or even if you match, you wait to be
Most
like,
of the time,
paid
yeah.
out.
Unless I have something really clever that I just feel like I need to say.
I like Bumble a lot more, and if you match, I've noticed more so recently they'll give you a prompt or their profiles like here's what are your red and green flags or what. I'm like, okay, that's decent. Or what are we gonna do if we go out? I'm like, okay. Versus, hi.
Yeah. So, Joey, do you have a controversial opinion?
I do. So I'm here visiting. I'm playing in we're playing in a tennis tournament this weekend, and it is an LGBT plus amateur circuit.
It's a gay ass tournament. Just say
It is. Honestly, it's 95% gay. But the other 5% are, allies playing in it, mostly, obviously, usually straight
You'd hope.
guys, but
Yeah.
we've had straight ladies play the tournament.
Raising my hand.
and win a trophy too.
And win trophies, medals, the whole shebang. I don't know. I'll open up the floor if you think that straight people
Say it with your chest, Joey.
should straight bitches be playing gay sports.
So your opinion is
No, I think anybody should be invited because I think that makes the competition better.
okay.
But I can't stand when I lose to a straight person.
That's fair.
You lost to
Oh,
a straight
really?
person. Didn't you choke against one last year?
We
We weren't sure.
I'm not over the fact that you said I choked. First
He was
of
up
all.
a set.
Yes.
He was up a set in 5-0 and lost. Okay?
I was.
It's honestly so iconic. I
Yeah.
haven't even done that yet, and
Yeah.
it did it in his first tournament.
Serena did that once, I think. So
I-
Basically
it's
the
like
same.
Carolina Pliskova.
It was 5-2, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I think he was straight, and he also thought I was straight because my friend had like her kids come, and he was like, "Oh, are those your kids and your wife?" I'm like, "Girl,
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously Chelsea thinks it's okay. She played in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I felt really uncomfortable about it going into it, but I feel like the reception that I got from everyone made me feel okay.
They were loving her.
I will say, straight women playing GLTA tournaments, I think gets a lot better of a reception than straight guys playing it.
I think that's fair.
Because also, there's been a big change in GLTA, and I think we're really trying to get more women involved, period. Obviously, lesbians, I'm sure, would be preferred. But I think just including a lot more women players interacting, it really does make the environment a lot more inclusive. I personally like the straight guys I've played. They've been totally fine. And I mean, I think they know what they're getting themselves into. And everybody likes a challenge. So
Honestly, I don't want straight men in the tournament because that was a safe space for me.
Yeah. Right. It was a like girls and gays kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind. To be honest, I used to think that the A in LGBTQIA stood for ally.
I was about to bring that up. That's what you told me.
I think I
You're
did
like,
too.
no, the A stands for allies. And I was like,
Mm-mm.
oh,
I always
okay.
thought that.
Yeah.
I thought allies were
so you would
part
say
of.
LGBTQIA and allies.
Oh,
But then
But I
we're,
understand-
we're
I could-
included in the plus.
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so allies are part of the community.
Absolutely.
Right.
I would say
A stands for asexual.
Asexual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that out at the. Did you find that out at the Pride Parade?
I don't remember.
Oh, I think so. Because there were so many asexual floats, and I was like,
Oh.
hey,
Hey.
Hey.
bing.
So yeah, I think all are welcome.
Okay, but
If like LGBT people are gonna start like excluding people, then like
well,
hell
I
are we-
mean, the most homophobic people are gays.
that is true. That is true.
But what about like gay bars or things like that?
I
Have you-
saw a controversial opinion that said like straight people shouldn't be allowed into gay bars, but
Straight men.
I also love gay bars. Again, safe space.
My sister's favorite bars were always gay bars because she knew, one, she can get a really great drink, conversations were usually good, and she didn't have to feel threatened or scared or anything.
But I think it's also, even if straight men were to go, and this is somebody that, has no personal opinion on this, but I mean, I do, so I'm going to share it.
I have no opinion, but I'm about to share it.
But I mean, I feel like even if a straight man were to go to a gay bar, like they know what they're getting into. Like it's not a place for them. So it's like they're tossed down a peg.
I also think like, unless you're like if you're a straight man, unless you're with your girlfriend who wants to go to the gay bar or with your gay friends,
you're gay.
No, like that's like, why else would you want to go there unless
Right.
you're like curious? So like,
Yeah.
right, you're gay.
You're gay.
Hello. So in that case, it's like, yeah, like you don't belong here.
Can't sit with us.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us.
Yeah.
I just included myself in the yes.
Okay. We're all on the same page?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we can talk a little bit more about that. We are playing in a tournament this weekend and I'm excited. Are you excited?
I've been playing so much that, So
and I have not. In fact, I'm pretty mad at Joey right now because we said we were going to hit after we record this podcast.
And he didn't confirm that part of plans. So I assumed we weren't, and that is on me.
I didn't know if like you said, hey, do you want to go to the movies on Saturday? And then like...
But you never said what or where. I don't know how to book courts here. I don't have permits.
Whatever. And then he also really didn't come prepared with a controversial opinion. He pulled that one out of his ass right before we started recording.
That's how those Ohio bitches do it. Corn-fed. Corn-fed opinions.
Whatever. But the thing is, like, okay, I haven't hit a tennis ball since November, my last tournament in St. Petersburg. But I still fully expect to win.
As you should.
As you should.
And somehow I'm like the top seed in my doubles draw.
Queen.
So that's how I had to become a top.
Yeah.
That's why he sent me the draw and he's like, Brian's a top. He also said something really funny that like, so the top seed in the singles draw, like if I win my first round, I'll play him in the second round. So I like asked Joey, I was like, is the top seed really good? And he was like, well, you're the top seed in doubles. Are you good at doubles? And I'm like,
the gag is he's scared of the net.
yeah, like I'm not really good at doubles.
You need me.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
And now my draw changed, and if I win my match, I'll likely play the top seed, who is my doubles partner. And he's really good. He's from Spain.
well,
Is he gay or straight?
Gay or European?
Okay.
No, he's gay.
That's a universal question.
I don't know if you know this, but Chelsea tends to like gay men.
Again, gay or European.
Yeah.
I thought that's a Legally Blonde musical song, but it's valid as well.
It is a question. Yeah.
No,
I like
gay.
a man comfortable.
And that's fine.
Sometimes they're just a little too comfortable.
You like a challenge. It's fine.
I like a challenge.
Okay, so I have a couple controversial opinions.
Hit me.
My first one is your phone battery says a lot about you. So like, I think like, say it's like 7:00, you're at dinner and you're going to be out for the rest of the night and your phone's at 12%, it's red. I think that says that you're kind of an irresponsible person. Like your phone is going to die before you get home.
Before I left to come here, my phone was on 100%. I turned it to low power mode. I'm always on low power mode. So when you sit around, I'm like, it should be on yellow like 8 hours ago. And I bring like a portable, like here at least, I bring a portable charger. Like, no.
Listen, there are scenarios where that has happened to me where I am just like not thinking or playing music before I leave. And I'm like, no. Usually I will bring a charger with me. But the people that it happens to so often, it's like, oh, my phone's dying. Oh, my phone's dying. I do get stressed out for them. I'm like, how do you live your life?
Right. And I think it does translate into like other parts of their lives. And like those people that it happens to, they're not the most responsible, right? They're not the most...
I should fall in that category, but I am responsible in that kind of way.
Yeah.
I am. I'm not setting myself up, but I can be a little bit of a mess. And like, somehow that's the one thing that I at least do.
You always have
correctly.
a charge phone?
Yeah, usually. I go like, I'll make sure I'm
Yeah.
low power mode, like to at least last me longer than I need to.
Yeah.
Maybe my OCD probably has something to do with this, but like, I don't think my phone, I'm sure it has happened once, but like my phone has never died ever. I don't think. Like
You also work from home.
work from home, but like I also go out a lot, you know, I'm
Yeah.
out. I don't like, my phone doesn't sit on the charger all day, but I know if I am going to go out, I'm going to charge my phone before I go out. Like while I'm getting ready, my phone is
True.
charging. Like if my phone's at like 40-50% before I go, like while I'm getting ready, I'm going to put it on my phone. I won't feel comfortable leaving the house if my phone's like below like 65%.
Yeah.
I just think like, basically like, I think the opinion is like, it says a lot about the person.
It does.
Your
Yeah.
phone battery, right?
You either have some forethought or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Cool. Thank you. 'Cause
Cool.
That's my opinion.
Jail.
That's my
otherwise.
opinion.
Yeah. But that also stresses me out because I need my phone to get into my apartment building. If I need to get an Uber somewhere, you need your phone. So I literally feel like I
But you're responsible.
don't have my keys in my car if my phone dies.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we're all responsible adults here at this table.
Period.
Boom.
Okay. I have one more opinion, and it is celebrities and or influencers shouldn't be held responsible for speaking on world issues. What do you guys think?
I think they're entitled to their opinion. I don't like it when they don't say anything. I'd rather like even if it's I don't know what's going on, which their teams would be like, shut the fuck up. Like you're not shut up. But no, they're influencers for a reason. Like they have a lot of influence on society and culture. So why not? I guess it depends on what their opinion is ultimately.
I think you're going to flip that and say,
Yeah, I don't agree.
I don't agree either. I think like we put too much on, especially influencers. Like you got famous because you had like a viral video of you like,
Or your tits are always out.
yeah. And now you're an influencer.
Yeah.
So like, I personally don't care about your opinion. And like, I don't go to you to like,
Oh, well,
influence-
neither do I, but I mean, that's the thing. They have millions of fans.
Yeah.
So we're smart and cultured enough to at least, look up what's going on our own
Yeah.
or not. That, a lot of these people's fans don't.
right.
Well, there's a girl that I follow who did post something recently. And it wasn't necessarily a hard stance, which I think was where she went wrong, but she was very much like vulnerable and like, I'm really trying to figure it out. Like, I do feel like all of this is wrong. And I'm really like, basically I'm really trying to figure it out
Yeah.
in this long thing. And she got ripped apart
Because
then both sides
Yeah.
are coming
You're-
from
you're-
her,
you're
just
right.
like
In this
shredding
day
her
and
away.
age, you have to
You have to have an opinion.
You have to
Yeah,
have
then she was like
strong-
literally bawling on. She was like, "I will never say anything again.
Mhm.
I won't." And then I am a little biased because I feel like my brother gets pressured a lot to say something. Like his comments a lot of times are, and he genuinely gets a little scared that somebody from one side or the other is going to like come for him on the street or something
Yeah,
because
that's valid.
sometimes they're so aggressive. But he's like. I don't even speak. Like this is not even like what are you
That's
trying
funny.
to get out of me?
Yeah.
This is not not relevant.
Yeah, no, I think it does depend on the person,
Totally.
what industry they're from. I'm not going to really take what your brother posts for its full worth because again, you're not saying anything. It kind of depends, like
Right.
musician or an actor, or are they involved in their community thing? It kind of depends on
Yeah.
the scenario and who the person is and what the issue is.
And I think you should have a hard stance. If you're going to say something, you got to be
Yeah, no. You
you got to be all in. You got to know that that's where
Right.
you
That's
are.
what I'm saying. Like, especially with like big like world issues, like don't say something just to say something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because
You know?
but when all your comments are, you're not saying anything on this.
Yeah.
So I understand why people say that, but at the same time, you have to have a stance because playing Switzerland, being right in the middle, nowadays ain't cutting it. The Gen Zers they're gonna rip you
Yeah.
apart.
Well, see, I'm like jail time for people that put all of their faith in humanity in celebrities. One, jail time
seriously.
for people that write
Honestly,
negative
jail
comments
time
on
for
people that they don't
influencers.
know.
Absolutely.
Jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Social media privileges revoked
Yeah.
immediately.
I just think like overall we put too much. We give these celebrities and influencers a lot of power, and like
I agree.
I just find it like I find it weird. It's like really like you really depend on them, and I just think like I think social media has caused a lot of us to think like we know these people,
Yeah.
and they owe us something.
Yep.
And like they just don't. They don't. You know.
Right.
So like to be disappointed that like your favorite musician didn't like say your opinion, I don't know. Go to therapy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's weird.
Or if you felt so concrete in your opinion, why are you? Yeah. Why do you
need validation?
Why do you need validation from
Yeah.
from a celebrity?
But I do think there is a difference between, first of all, celebrities and influencers completely different.
Yeah.
I think some influencers fall in the celebrity category. Most don't.
Yeah.
I also saw a TikTok that people were, because a lot of like any like famous online person, like a lot of people like they'll call themselves influencers. But there's a difference between an influencer and a content creator.
Yes.
Because an influencer has influence. They can make you buy
They're
a
trying to
product,
get you to buy something.
buy
Yeah.
something. Not all content creators are influencers.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big maybe that I think maybe we use influencer as a term like so loosely. Maybe like an influencer should be
Yes.
right. If
I would say influencers and celebrities are probably more bound.
yeah,
And then there's the content creators.
Yeah.
Where that you were probably thinking more of an influencer,
Mhm.
where it's you're just creating content. You're just like, get ready with me to
Yeah.
go lay on a towel at the beach.
yeah,
But I do feel like even those technically are influencers because that's how they make money.
Mhm.
You do a brand deal every once in a while.
but
Then there's
but
like
content creators can make money.
yeah,
That's what she's saying.
but
yeah.
Oh.
you do it through a brand deal,
Oh yeah,
which you're trying to get them to
Influence.
so that's an influencer.
to
Yeah,
buy the brand.
but some
yeah.
content creators just make content. They make money just based on the views and the likes and the
True.
engagement.
Yeah.
That's a content.
Just
creator.
not a lot though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're
True.
still a professional content creator, right?
yeah.
And we're all content creators,
I mean, we're creating content right now.
right?
Our opinions are the only ones that matter. So don't
Yeah.
leave any comments saying otherwise in our
Oh my
comments.
god! If people like took to us for like
But see, that's the thing. Like when we're famous one day and somebody's expecting an opinion out of me, like, sorry.
But you're at least standing on one side of the aisle or the other. You're not saying, you're not playing.
I just won't say anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather
Unless it's something that I'm very, very.
passionate about.
But then that is where
Well,
it
no.
comes
If
into
you-
because
if-
then it's like, why are you not passionate about this when it's such a big deal?
that's why like I feel like we
My brain only has enough capacity, Jane Doe. Sorry.
but like we don't like I feel like part of me is like being a celebrity or an influencer that's a hard job because you
Yeah.
have all this like expectations and pressure to do this stuff, and it's like I feel like a lot of them are doing it because of that pressure, not because they want to or because they
High
care.
risk, high reward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yikes. Well, you have anything else to add, guys?
My opinions are the only ones that matter to me.
Controversial.
It's not.
Anyway, that's it.
That's the pod. Thank you for being here, Joey.
Yes. I'm excited to watch you guys play.
Oof.
Ugh.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.